Part 15. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 141. Google search Furtkan. 2 Xianxia Ding talismans. At least 2 cultivators from Xianxia Palace died in the hands of Lin Su and his men. Su Zhengqiao felt that he was in a bad state. Lin Su and his men had the Xianxia Ding talisman to protect them, but the soul fire extinguishing spirit talisman was useless. It was hard to say who would win or lose. No, it should be said that he was more likely to fail. Lin Su was the 5th Shura of Yama Palace. Those who could obtain the title of Shura were geniuses far beyond ordinary cultivators. This was not only reflected in cultivation, but more importantly in combat power. Although Lin Su was 1 level lower than him, his combat power was definitely not weaker than his. What's more, the combat power of a cultivator was not only about cultivation, but also about magic weapons and secrets. Su Zhengqiao had been completely defeated by Lin Su in terms of magic weapons. His most proud low-grade spiritual weapon, the soul-slashing sword, was cracked by the opponent and hid in the Dantian and refused to come out. The soul fire extinguishing spirit talisman did not work either. As for other magic weapons, I'm afraid they were useless to Lin Su. It is not certain that Lin Su and Su Zhengqiao can deal with it alone, not to mention that the other party also has the unknown stone statue puppet. At that time, he and the knife-tailed black turtle joined forces on the Linghu Lake but could not do anything to the stone statue puppet, let alone now. This man who knows the current situation is a hero, and he will not worry about the firewood if he keeps the Green Mountains. Su Zhengqiao secretly made up his mind to run away as soon as the energy of the soul fire extermination talisman is exhausted and the magic circle disappears. Lin Su didn't know that in just a blink of an eye, Su Zhengqiao had so many thoughts flashing through his mind, and even planned to escape. He looked up at the black magic circle in the air and narrowed his eyes. Now they and Su Zhengqiao are all under the protection of the Xianxia Ding talisman, and no one is injured. After the magic circle above their heads disappears, there will be another fight. Who knows what strange magic weapon Su Zhengqiao has? No, the first to strike is the strongest, and the last to strike will suffer. We can't wait until the energy of the magic circle is exhausted. The magic array formed by the soul fire soul extinguishing talisman is specifically aimed at the attack of the soul and the primordial spirit. In addition to the Void Heaven Cauldron talisman, even the small 5 elements sword array cannot completely block it, and it covers it indiscriminately. If I break the opponent's Void Heaven Cauldron talisman and expose it to the magic array, wouldn't it be a trap for him? What do you want to do, brat? Seeing Lin Su staring at him with ill intentions, Su Zhengqiao suddenly felt a chill in his spine, and then he felt a little funny. He is now under the protection of the Void Heaven Cauldron talisman. Even he himself cannot break the virtual image and light curtain of the Void Heaven Cauldron formed by this talisman. I am afraid that no one except the nascent soul cultivator can break it. Even if this kid has any plans, what is there to be afraid of? Lin Su did not answer, but took out a sky blue staff from the spiritual field space. It was the star praying staff obtained from the Star God Clan Temple. Originally, Lin Su wanted to use the Xiantian finger, but if he failed to break the Xianxia Ding talisman, he would be in a weak state. Wouldn't that put him in danger? But other secret skills and magic weapons, even the small 5-element sword formation and the stone puppet, might not be able to break the Xianxia Ding talisman in a short time. Lin Su could only think of the star praying staff, which could amplify the energy input into it 10 times and release it in the form of a light column for attack. With Lin Su's current attack power, if he still couldn't break the Xianxia Ding talisman after amplifying it 10 times, then he would be really helpless. Hey! He quickly injected his dragon essence into the praying star staff, and the white jade wings on the top of the praying star staff began to emit bright blue light. In a short breath, Lin Su poured almost 1/3 of his dragon essence into it. A terrifying aura emanated from the praying star staff, and Su Zhengqiao's face changed drastically. Lin Su, bastard! What do you want to do? Stop it. From the sky blue praying star staff, Su Zhengqiao felt a threat of death, and the aura was even better than that of an early nascent soul cultivator. In fact, this is easy to understand. Although Lin Su only poured 1/3 of the dragon essence into the praying star staff, its quality and quantity were not inferior to the true essence of several late Jindan cultivators. If it was amplified 10 times, it would be no different from the full-strength attack of an early nascent soul cultivator. Stop. Do you think it's possible? Praying star staff, go. Lin Su sneered, pointed the staff at Zhuo Su, and shouted softly. A beam of light as thick as a thumb shot out from between the wings of the staff, and in the blink of an eye, it shot onto the light column hanging from the virtual image of Su Tianding. Puff. The light curtain that could block the attacks of cultivators below the nascent soul stage was like paper under the light column, and was instantly penetrated. Su Zhengqiao's body was also penetrated, and a thumb-sized hole appeared on his right chest. Ah! With Su Zhengqiao's scream, the virtual image of Su Tianding and the light curtain it hung shattered like glass, turning into a puff of green smoke and disappearing, and Su Zhengqiao also collapsed to the ground. The chest on his right chest that was pierced by the beam of light suddenly expanded rapidly, and in the blink of an eye it had expanded to the size of a fist. It seemed that a powerful force was spreading and burning along the wound. Rightward arrow. Originally, Su Zhengqiao wanted to mobilize his true energy to expel the burning and destructive force from his body, but once the Su Tianding talisman was broken, the black rockets shot down from the magic circle in the sky hit him without any hindrance, causing him to let out a series of shrill howls. His soul was quickly obliterated by the black rockets, and he was completely unable to mobilize his true energy. In just a few breaths, half of Su Zhengqiao's body had been burned away, and he gradually became silent. Hi! Lin Su took a breath of cold air and looked at the star-praying staff in his hand in shock. He really didn't expect that the attack from the star-praying staff was so abnormal and had such strong burning power. Originally, in Lin Su's view, the light beam emitted by the staff of prayer for stars could at most break the Xianxia cauldron talisman, and then rely on black rockets to slowly destroy Su Zhengqiao's soul power. Unexpectedly, the light beam alone could destroy Su Zhengqiao. He was seriously injured due to a super beating, coupled with the black rocket's attack on the soul's power. In such a short period of time, such a master in the middle stage of the Xianxia temple's pill formation fell like this. Speaking of which, Su Zheng was extremely unlucky. He was originally a master in the late stage of pill formation, but unfortunately he accidentally entered a killing formation on the second floor of the Demon God Tower. Although he finally escaped, his cultivation level regressed to the end due to the use of forbidden techniques. In the middle stage of Dan, his strength dropped drastically, otherwise he would not have fallen so easily. Good baby. Such a good baby. Lin Su burst out laughing. This star-praying staff is indeed the Star God clan's clan-suppressing artifact. Although it has been damaged, its effectiveness is still unbelievably powerful. Although Su Zhengqiao is dead, the energy of the soul fire extinguishing talisman has not been exhausted. The large formation in the sky is still shooting black rockets. I am afraid that Lin Su and others will not be able to leave for a while. He took off the storage ring on Su Zhengqiao's finger and wiped away the mark of his spiritual consciousness remaining in it. Lin Su's spiritual consciousness peeked into it and a look of ecstasy suddenly appeared on his face. He was worthy of being a pill former. Late cultivator, this Su Zhengqiao has quite a lot of wealth. Hundreds of thousands of high-grade spiritual stones, plus various precious spiritual materials, elixirs, talismans, and disposable magic weapons, made Lin Su's eyes dazzled. Compared with Su Zhengqiao, he was simply a pauper. Now that there are so many spiritual stones, the remaining 39 5-elements spiritual bamboo trees can be cultivated and refined into 5-elements spiritual swords. Lin Su felt excited just thinking about the Dian 5-elements sword formation composed of 49 5-elements spiritual swords. Of course, if he wants to control himself to the point where he can command like an arm, Lin Su still needs to continue to practice the Dian divine art to further divide his consciousness into 49 parts, each of which controls a 5-element spiritual sword. Only in this way can the power of the Dian 5-element sword formation be fully exerted. However, Lin Su also knows that he can only have 8 points of spiritual consciousness at most now. If he wants to divide the 49 parts of divine consciousness, he still has a long way to go. A quarter of an hour later, the soul fire soul extinguishing talisman finally exhausted its power, and the black formation in the sky turned into a talisman again. However, the talisman at this moment had completely turned into a piece of white paper, and all the patterns on it disappeared. When the wind blew, it spontaneously ignited without fire and turned into fly ash. Lin Su breathed a sigh of relief and walked towards Ye Ping'er and the others. Ping'er, Yu'er, Brother Tian, are you okay? The three of them looked much better at the moment, and the color returned to the faces of the bald man and Leng Lingyu. Hearing Lin Su's inquiry, the bald man laughed and stood up from the ground. It's okay, it's okay. This little injury is not a problem, what the hell? Damn duck, you have a tough mouth. Leng Lingyu curled her lips. She didn't know who was acting like a dead dog just now. Are you okay? Lin Su smiled and did not expose the bald man. He cast his eyes on Leng Lingyu, squatted down and gently took him into his arms. Fortunately you are okay. Leng Lingyu was suddenly hugged by Lin Su, and she was stunned. In her impression, Lin Su had never been so proactive. However, after hearing Lin Su's slightly trembling words, a feeling suddenly rose in her heart. Nuanliu snuggled softly into Lin Su's arms. She could hear the affection in Lin Su's voice and the feeling of fear. She was moved but also a little strange. Why did this piece of wood suddenly become enlightened? Husband, let's find a clean place for Sister Yu to freshen up first. Ye Ping'er's voice rang out. It wasn't that she wanted to disturb Lin Su and Leng Lingyu. In fact, Leng Lingyu was covered in blood at the moment. It looked a bit indecent. Moreover, after successive battles, this place had already become, it's a mess, and it's really not a good place to fall in love. Husband. Brother Su, you guys. Leng Lingyu's face paled slightly. She straightened up from Lin Su's arms, and looked at Lin Su and Ye Ping'er with some surprise. Well, it's a long story. There is a river over there. Let's go there to freshen up and change clothes, and then I'll tell you slowly. Lin Su smiled awkwardly. Leng Lingyu nodded without saying anything, stood up, and the four of them walked towards the outside of the stone forest. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 142. The river was not far away, and soon Lin Su and the others arrived at the river. After freshening up, Leng Lingyu and the bald man put on clean clothes. Can we talk now? Leng Lingyu looked at Lin Su with a half smile. Well, this is what happened. Lin Su briefly recounted what she and Ye Ping'er had experienced over the past few days. Every time she talked about the thrills, Leng Lingyu would show nervousness on her face and couldn't help but exclaim, although she knew that Lin Su could now, it must be okay to sit here, but she still couldn't help but feel nervous. As long as it was related to Lin Su, Leng Lingyu found that she couldn't control her emotions. I didn't expect you guys to go through so much, Brother Lin. It's really exciting. After Lin Su finished telling the story, Leng Lingyu's eyes changed and she didn't speak. The bald man started to admire. It turns out that the active volcano that suddenly appeared was created by you, Brother Lin. You can do this with the lava beasts in the middle stage of Yuan Ying. Run away and grab the food from the tiger's mouth. Awesome. So, Sister Ping'er is now yours, Brother Su. Leng Lingyu finally spoke, but there was a sour taste in her tone. From Lin Su's story, she certainly knew that the marriage between Ye Ping'er and Lin Su was an accident, but in her heart there will still be some sourness. This is purely an accident, purely an accident. He. Lin Su smiled. He didn't know what to say. When Leng Lingyu pushed Ye Ping'er to him before, he didn't want it, but in the blink of an eye, Ye Ping'er was eaten. No matter what the reason was or what the accident was. Lin Su felt very embarrassed. When you get out of this secret realm of gods and demons, husband, please come to Spirit Beast Island to propose marriage. Ye Ping'er suddenly interrupted, and her words made Leng Lingyu suddenly sink. Lin Su felt bad all over. Sister-in-law, aren't you causing trouble for me? Didn't you see me comforting you or? Now we are in big trouble. Sure enough, Leng Lingyu said coldly, it seems that Sister Ping'er can't wait. Yes, I have already eaten others. I really want to give them a status. It sounded like he was thinking about Ye Ping'er, but even a fool could hear the anger hidden in it. Lin Su could only giggle. Sister Yuer, do you have any relatives in Yamahal? Ye Ping'er asked with a smile on her face as if she didn't see Leng Lingyu's gloomy face and Lin Su's tearless expression. As soon as Ye Ping'er's words came out, the bald man's face turned pale. Sister-in-law, why don't you open any pot? This is a taboo in Leng Lingyu's heart. No, all my family members have died long ago. Leng Lingyu suddenly showed a deep sadness in her eyes, and at the same time, waves of coldness also emanated from her body, just like the one Lin Su saw in her eyes when he first saw her. It was as cold as ice, filled with a feeling of death and despair. Sister Yu, did Ping'er mention your sadness? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it. I just wanted to say that if Sister Yu has no relatives, go to Spirit Beast Island with me, and I will ask my father to take you in as my wife. Goddaughter, when my husband comes, we will propose marriage together and handle our affairs together. Ye Ping'er had an apologetic look on her face, but what she said shocked Lin Su and the others. Asking Ye Wuji to recognize Leng Lingyu as his goddaughter and propose marriage together? Lin Su was stunned for a moment, and then he was overjoyed. What does it mean to be considerate? This is it. Originally, Lin Su was still worried about how to deal with the subtle triangle relationship between him, Leng Lingyu, and Ye Ping'er. Ye Ping'er had already thought about it for him. This is a good wife? At this moment, Lin Su saw that Ye Ping'er was really good at everything. If Leng Lingyu and the bald man weren't right next to her, he would have loved to hold Ye Ping'er in his arms and give her good pain. Leng Lingyu looked at the apologetic Ye Ping'er with some surprise, and the cold and dead energy from her body instantly dissipated. She never expected that Ye Ping'er had such an idea, that the two women would marry the same husband. Leng Lingyu glanced at Lin Su, who was smiling happily, with a blush on her face. After a while, she nodded slightly and said Lin Su was overjoyed and burst out laughing. The bald man pulled Lin Su aside by his sleeves and whispered with envy, Brother Lin, you are so awesome. Brother, I really admire you, I'm so impressed. How did you train the eldest daughter of the Ye family to be such a considerate and lovely person? Please give me some advice. Training? I have never been trained before. Lin Su shook his head, with a bit of pride on his face. Maybe this is called personality charm, haha. Personality is your sister, charm is your sister. The bald man looked at Lin Su speechlessly, sighing in his heart that it was unfair. No one appreciated such a suave and handsome man, but it was unreasonable for a man like Lin Su to be favored by beauties. No, I'm so shocked. Brother Lin, you have to make amends to me, otherwise I feel really uncomfortable, brother. You might say something you shouldn't say or do something you shouldn't do during the wedding. Things are coming. Lin Su looked at the bald man with a sinister smile. This guy was a naked threat. You can't bear it anymore, you still have to endure it, otherwise who knows what weird tricks this guy will come up with to torment him. This is a petal of the earth's fire lotus. After taking it, you will be immune to all fires. Is this enough? Lin Su reluctantly took out a piece of earth fire lotus petal and handed it to the bald man. Originally, He planned to give one to the bald man and Len Lingyu, but being threatened to take it out like this made him feel a little agitated. Accurate. That's enough, that's enough. I know that brother Lin is broad-minded, graceful, and handsome. Sisters Yu and Ping are really discerning. The bald man's eyes lit up, and he opened his mouth with compliments. At the same time, he grabbed the earth fire lotus in his hand, and smiled so hard that his nose was not a nose, and his eyes were not eyes. His wretched look made Lin Su roll his eyes. I give you this petal of the earth's fire lotus. You and brother Tian can absorb it here, and I will protect you. Originally the petals of the earth's heart fire lotus were to be given to the two of them, but now that they have been given to the bald man, Len Lingyu cannot be left out. Len Lingyu did not refuse. Her relationship with Lin Su had basically been settled. The things her man gave her were naturally nothing to be polite about. Moreover, taking the petals of the earth fire lotus would give you a body invulnerable to 100 fires. If you absorb it first and then go to Meteor God Peak, your own safety will be more guaranteed. To absorb the earth fire lotus, you need to remove all your clothes in order to dissipate heat. The bald man smiled and swallowed the petals of the earth fire lotus in one gulp. He then plunged into the river with a somersault, and then his clothes flew up with a whoosh. After reaching the shore, this guy actually took off all his clothes in the water, and directly used his kung fu to absorb the power of the medicine. However, due to the cover of the sand and stones on the river bottom, the bald man's naked body was not exposed to the eyes of Lin Su and others. Len Lingyu's eyes lit up when he saw it, and he turned over and jumped into the river on the other side. Both Len Lingyu and the bald man have already reached the great perfection in the late stage of foundation building. Their accumulation is much deeper than that of Yeping. Naturally, they can absorb the potency of earth core fire lotus much faster than Yeping. Therefore, Lin Su felt he didn't help anymore. Of course, the main reason is that he doesn't dare to take action. Dragon nature is inherently lustful, which is the essential attribute that Lin Su cannot change. With Yeping's lessons learned, how can he dare to help absorb the potency casually? Len Lingyu and the bald man are also horny, which will be troublesome. Len Lingyu was okay. Although she hadn't broken through the last step yet, she would be his Lin Su's woman sooner or later. It didn't matter if she was earlier, but what about the bald man? There is no woman here for him to vent, and Lin Su will not do anything that would make him a cuckold. So just wait with peace of mind. Anyway, there is still 1 year left before the 3-year period of the mystic realm of gods and demons. I think it should be no problem to get to the Meteor God Peak. Similar to Lin Su's expectation, Len Lingyu and the bald man absorbed the power of the medicine much faster than Yeping. Even because they were at the bottom of the river and did not have to control heat dissipation, the two absorbed the medicine even faster than Lin Su. They had to go faster. 8 months later, the two of them completed the absorption almost at the same time. Let's go to Meteor God Peak, there are only 3 months left, we have to hurry up. Time was running out, and if he had to rely on his legs to rush over, he didn't know how much time would be wasted. Lin Su swayed and regained his dragon body, carried Yeping and the three of them into the air, and flew quickly towards the Meteor God Peak. Tisk, tisk, brother Lin was able to fly here after recovering his body. The dragon clan is indeed the royal clan among monsters. I am really envious of you. The bald man sitting on Lin Su's back exclaimed in admiration that even a mid-stage alchemy monk like Su Xianxia in the 3rd floor of the Demon God Tower couldn't fly in the air. This shows how perverted the forbidden airfield is, but it was ineffective against Lin Su, who had transformed into a dragon. No wonder the bald man was envious. With such a trump card, if they encountered any danger that they could not withstand, they could fly to avoid it. Their survivability would be greatly enhanced. 1 day later, Lin Su landed 300 miles away from the Meteor God Peak and transformed into a human form again. Because Su Zhengqiao was dead and he had the body of a dragon,
only Yepinger and Lengling knew about him in the secret realm of gods and demons. You and the bald man knew that, of course, there was another Chen Tian, but Lin Su didn't know. Under such circumstances, it would be best not to reveal this trump card. Even if we encounter some unavoidable crisis on the Meteor God Peak, we can still escape with the body of the dragon. The distance of 300 miles is nothing to Lin Su and the others, not to mention that this place is on the Great Plains. It can be said that it is a flat river. In just half a day, Lin Su and the others arrived at the Meteor God Peak. The Meteor God Peak is a huge solitary peak, covering an area of hundreds of miles, and penetrates directly into the clouds in the sky. Standing at the bottom of the peak and looking up, it feels so majestic and shocking. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 143. So high. The bald man swallowed. If this falls, it won't be shattered into pieces. There is no way up the entire Meteor God Peak. It is extremely steep. It is obvious that you have to climb up with bare hands. Although these people are all agile masters, if they are unable to fly, if they encounter any accident and fall down, then it's really possible to fall to death. As far as the eye can see, there are platforms one after another on the top of the mountain, which should be the so-called treasure hiding places. However, if you think about it, you know that these treasures must have powerful guardians, or they are formations, or ferocious beasts. Or a puppet beast like a stone puppet. But no matter what it is, it will definitely be difficult to deal with. These treasures should have been placed in the Meteor God Peak by the ancient powers. How could they just take them away so easily? If they don't have any skills, I'm afraid if they don't get the treasures, they will instead take them away. His life was lost. I didn't see anyone climbing. Those who wanted to come first may have already climbed halfway up the mountain. They might be hunting for treasures on some platform now. Let's go too, everyone be careful. Although the Meteor God Peak is steep, with the skills of Lin Su and the four of them, if they are more careful, they will not fall down like the bald man said. What's more, if this happens, Lin Su will definitely turn into the dragon's true form. It's just that his identity as a monster will be exposed. Have you ever felt that gravity seems to be increasing? After climbing 100 meters, Lin Su suddenly frowned and spoke. Yes, my body does feel a bit heavier. The bald man on the side said, although the weight increase is not too obvious, they are all masters above the foundation building stage. They have already mastered their bodies to a very high level, and they can detect even a slight increase in weight. Come out. The distance of 100 meters is really nothing compared to the Meteor God Peak that towers into the clouds and ends there. Because of this, Lin Su had a bad suspicion in his mind. If the height rises every 100 meters, if there is such a slight increase in gravity, then with the height of Meteor God Peak, it will not be that simple to reach the top. It doesn't matter, you don't have to climb to the top anyway, you can climb as far as you can. There are still 2 months left before the 3-year period. By then, there will be a teleportation channel to leave on every platform above Meteor God Peak. You can leave as long as you reach any platform. It's just that there are often better treasures hidden on higher platforms. Of course, this is not absolute. It is also possible that the treasures do not have fatal killing arrays but have deadly killing arrays. But in general, if you can climb to a higher platform, it is natural. We'll stay too much on the lower platform, after all, time is limited. After climbing for about 1,000 meters, I finally saw the first platform. However, there were already 2 people confronting each other on the platform at this moment. Both of them were in the late stage of foundation building, and one of them was the 4th of the Yama Temple. Shura Blood Knife. Senior Brother Dong.
Ye Ping'er exclaimed. Opposite the Suideo was Yedong from Spirit Beast Island. He was one of the best among the foundation-building disciples of Spirit Beast Island. At this moment, a figure about half a man tall was squatting next to him. The lion-tiger-like monster was covered in hard scales all over its body, and deep roars were coming from its throat. Miss. Hearing Ye Ping'er's shout, Yedong looked back in surprise, and immediately shouted in surprise. He then looked at Ye Ping'er, who jumped to his side, with a puzzled look on his face. Miss, why are you here? I remember that you are not on the list of people who entered the secret realm of gods and demons this time. Oh, they came in secretly without telling Dad. Ye Ping'er smiled sheepishly, and then a hint of excitement flashed in her eyes. Senior brother Dong, it's great to see you. Ye Dong was the second disciple from Spirit Beast Island that Ye Ping'er met after entering the mysterious realm of gods and demons. The first one was Ye Song. Unfortunately, Ye Song, who had a higher level of cultivation, died in the hands of Xianxia to protect her. She was naturally a little excited when she saw the disciples from Spirit Beast Island again. The first Shura Tianyuan, the third Shura Len Lingyu, the fifth Shura Lin Su. Miss, how come you are with the people of Yama Palace? Ye Ping'er has always been an eccentric person. Ye Dong understood after thinking about it for a moment. I'm afraid she sneaked in disguise. Just seeing Lin Su and the other two people beside her, their expressions changed. How could the people from Yama Palace follow Ye Ping'er? Ping'er together? When the fourth Shura Blood Knife, who was confronting Ye Dong, saw Lin Su, the murderous aura all over his body couldn't help but fade a little. His face was uncertain, and his eyes were very complicated. This is my husband. When he comes out of the secret realm of gods and demons this time, he will propose marriage to my father. This is Sister Yu. I will let my father accept her as my adopted daughter and marry her to my husband together. Ye Ping'er smiled and held Lin Su's arm. What? Husband? Ye Dong opened his mouth so wide that he almost bit off his tongue. Was he hallucinating? Hallucinated. The arrogant young lady of Spirit Beast Island is actually going to get married, or will she marry the same man with another woman? This world is so crazy. Ye Dong only felt as if a large group of crows were flying above his head, and his whole body felt bad. He. I knew senior brother Dong would have this expression. Ye Ping'er smiled sweetly, but I'm not joking. If I didn't have a husband, I would have been killed by those guys from Xianxia Palace. What? The bastards of Xianxia Palace dare to do harm to the eldest lady, they are looking for death. Ye Dong became angry when he heard this, his face full of evil spirits, and the liger next to him also let out an angry roar, seeming to respond to his master's anger. Brother Ye, there is no need to be angry. The Xianxia temple monk who attacked Ping'er has been brought to justice. We will settle the debt slowly after we get out. Lin Su waved his hand and turned his gaze to Xuedeo. Before he could speak, Xuedeo had already restrained the murderous aura in his body. He kicked off his feet and continued to climb towards the height of Meteor God Peak. He only left one sentence, Lin Su, you have saved me, and I am backing away from you in this mysterious realm of gods and demons. I treat it as a return of your favor, and we will never owe you anything from now on. Lin Su was in a daze. Is Suideo returning the favor? He mainly wanted to deal with Xianxia at that time, and the blood-saving knife was just used casually, and he didn't take it to heart at all. It seems like this guy is not as cold as he looks. Lin Su chuckled, feeling a little more fond of the blood knife, but he didn't see Ye Dong looking at him strangely, muttering in a low voice, the blood madman who never surrenders will retreat without a fight. This big man, the young lady's husband, is really not an ordinary person. Brother Ye, were you fighting for some treasure just now? Lin Su turned his gaze to the platform and asked with a smile. Everyone has a share. If it is an ordinary treasure, Lin Su will not fight with Ye Dong for Ye Ping'er's sake. but if it is the kind of treasure that can greatly enhance his strength, then he will have to fight for it. I'm not very clear either. Yedong shook his head, pointed to the cave near the mountain wall and said, there is a jade slip floating inside, surrounded by a formation barrier. Before I could break the formation barrier, the blood madman jumped. He came out and attacked me without saying a word. If Hooer hadn't been there, I might have fallen into his hands. There was a trace of resentment in Yedong's voice. Lin Su noticed that there were several blood marks on the body of the liger and it was exuding a strong blood evil spirit. It must be the masterpiece of the blood knife. As the fourth member of the Yamahal, Shura's assassination ability is naturally first class. Without the protection of this liger beast, it is doubtful whether Yedong would be alive at this moment. However, this also shows that Yedong's survivability is indeed strong. Not everyone can withstand the sneak attack of Yama Temple Shura. At this point, the monks of Spirit Beast Island who possess spirit beasts do have a unique advantage. Lin Su is not in the mood to care about who is right and who is wrong now. In this secret realm of gods and demons, it is normal to fight for opportunities and treasures, using all possible means. Only the strong will eat the weak. If you are qualified to possess treasures, the weak will naturally be killed. If it weren't for Ye Ping'er's relationship, Lin Su's first reaction when seeing Yedong would be to kill him and snatch the treasure. Brother Ye, treasures are obtained by those who are destined and capable. Since we are all here, it means that we are all destined, so let's see who has the ability to get it. Lin Su smiled and made a suggestion, you are Ping'er senior brother. I don't want to use my strength to suppress you. There is no need to beat you to death. What do you think of this? Isn't this jade slip protected by a formation barrier? Whoever can get the jade slip first will get it, and no one else can snatch it. How about that? Lin Su did not hide his aura, and his cultivation at the peak of the early stage of pill formation was undoubtedly revealed. Yedong was still lamenting that the treasure would definitely be snatched away by Lin Su without any suspense. Now, after hearing Lin Su's words, it was naturally 100 willing. If we were to compete based on strength, he would definitely not be able to defeat Lin Su, but when it came to breaking the barrier formation, Lin Su might not be able to match him. His Yedong's research on formations was second to none among the entire Spirit Beast Island disciples. Among them, he can be regarded as one of the most famous, and even the monks at the dance stage are few who can compare with him. Brother Lin, do you really mean what you said? Brother Ye, you are Ping'er senior brother. Why should Lin lie to you? Of course he takes it seriously. Okay, you're welcome to Ye. A hint of joy flashed across Yedong's face, and he nodded towards the liger, only to see the liger leap to the entrance of the cave. A burst of golden light suddenly appeared in his eyes and shone on the barrier at the entrance of the cave. One by one, mysterious patterns appeared from the originally transparent barrier. Husband, senior brother Yes, formation skills can be ranked among the top 3 in the entire Spirit Beast Island. You will suffer a loss if you compete with him in cracking formations. Ye Ping'er was anxious. Although Yedong was her senior brother, Lin Su was her husband. Naturally, she was more inclined to Lin Su. When she saw that Yedong had begun to break the formation barrier, she couldn't help but sound transmission channel. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 144. Oh? Is this true? Lin Su was a little surprised. Yedong's attainment in formation ranked 3rd in the Spirit Beast Island. Of course it's true. Seeing that Lin Su still didn't do anything, but just watched Yedong perform, Ye Ping'er couldn't help but become more anxious. Senior brother Dong's lion tiger beast's innate divine light can illuminate the running veins of all formations and barriers. With senior brother Dong's attainment in formation, it only takes half an incense stick of time for him to break the barrier. Husband, why are you still so unhurried? Lin Su didn't say anything, but squinted his eyes and looked at the lion tiger beast that was illuminating the barrier with the divine light in his eyes.
He didn't expect that this kind of monster that seemed to be good at fighting power actually had such a strange innate divine light. Diamond suit, diamond suit, diamond suit. Lin Su also studied formations. Although he was slightly inferior to Yedong, he could still see the running veins shown on the barrier. Taiwan Novel Network rightward arrow dot. The most difficult thing about the formation barrier is that it is impossible to see its running path. Now with the help of the lion-tiger beast's innate divine light, the entire formation barrier can be said to have been broken for the most part. No wonder Ye Ping'er is so anxious. This matter is over. I have to ask Ping'er about the training of spirit beasts. Having a gifted spirit beast will indeed be of great help. If Ye Ping'er knew what Lin Su was thinking, she would definitely stamp her feet in anger. At this time, Lin Su was actually thinking about collecting spirit pets. Was he going to watch Yedong take away the precious jade slip? Of course, Lin Su would not let Yedong take the jade slip away. The reason why he proposed this competition method was naturally that he was sure of winning. With a faint smile, Lin Su walked to the barrier and smiled at Yedong, but he did not make any move to break the barrier, which made Yedong stunned. Lin Su has not made a move yet. Is he waiting for the moment when he breaks the barrier to grab the jade slip first? Thinking of this, Yedong showed a mocking smile. If Lin Su really planned to do so, he would underestimate him. At the moment when the barrier was broken, he could transfer the power of the barrier to Lin Su and block Lin Su. With Lin Su's strength, he could only block him for a moment, but a moment was enough for Yedong to get the jade slip in the cave. 5 more breaths, 5 more breaths of time to break the barrier. Humph, I will definitely win this competition, the jade slip is destined to be mine, Yedong. Yedong's mouth was already showing a smug smile, he seemed to see the shocked and angry expression on Lin Su's face when the jade slip fell into his hands when Lin Su was blocked by the power of the barrier. When he thought of this, Yedong felt extremely happy. Ye Ping'er is the eldest lady of the Spirit Beast Island, and the goddess in the hearts of all the disciples of the Spirit Beast Island. Yedong also has some ideas about her, but he didn't expect Ye Ping'er to fall in love with Lin Su, and it seems that she is not only deeply in love with him, but has even lost her virginity. With Yedong's eyesight, he can naturally see at a glance that Ye Ping'er is no longer a virgin. He can tell who did it with his S. Yedong is naturally not very comfortable in his heart. This may be the jealousy of men. However, the matter was done, and Yedong had no choice. If he could grab the jade slip, on the one hand, he could enhance his strength, and on the other hand, he could make Lin Su lose face, which made Yedong feel very happy. Yedong's expression was naturally seen by Lin Su. Lin Su raised the corner of his mouth and sneered. Yedong was too happy too early. Xianxia blood escape. With a low shout in his heart, Lin Su turned into a blood light, and instantly passed through the barrier and appeared in the cave again, as if the barrier was nothing. This. Yedong opened his eyes in disbelief. What was going on? Was his eyes blurry? The barrier was still there, how did Lin Su run into the barrier? Even if it was the legendary teleportation, it was impossible to pass through the barrier. What was going on? Seeing Lin Su easily grab the jade slip floating in the cave, Yedong felt bad. Damn, it seems that he wasted so much effort for nothing. This Lin Su must have known that he could easily cross the barrier, so he proposed such a competition method. It's ridiculous that he was so stupid to take the trouble to break the barrier here. Now it seems like a joke. This Xianxia blood escape is really a magical skill, but the consumption is too scary. Lin Su ignored Yedong's resentful look at him. He was immersed in the amazing effect of Xianxia blood escape at this moment. As recorded in Xianxia Treasure Mirror, once Xianxia blood escape is activated, the barrier is basically useless and has no blocking effect at all. But the consumption is too amazing. In just a moment, he actually consumed 1,000th of his blood. It sounds like 1,000th is not much,
but this is blood. A person's blood and essence are the source of strength. If they consume too much, not only will their cultivation level drop, but their lives will also be in danger. With the terrifying consumption rate of Xianxia blood escape, it only takes half an incense stick of time for all his blood and essence to be consumed. Even with the powerful recovery ability of the immortal Lotus Heart Seal, it is impossible to recover in a short time. It can be said that although Xianxia blood escape has an amazing effect, it is a secret skill of self-mutilation and must not be activated for a long time, otherwise it will become suicide after a long time. After secretly making up his mind, Lin Su put his consciousness into the jade slip in his hand and looked at it. If it weren't for the effect of Xianxia blood escape that ignores the barrier, it would be really difficult for him to get in. I think this jade slip should be, isn't it some kind of rubbish? Underworld shield armor, when activated, can form a light black magic shield on the palm of the hand. All attacks that hit the magic shield will be launched back to the attacker, ignoring the opponent's defense, and lasts for one breath. A spell that reflects attacks. Lin Su was stunned at first, then overjoyed. What a magical skill! This is definitely a magical skill. Think about it, you can deflect all attacks within one breath and hit the target regardless of the opponent's defense. This is simply a magical skill that defies heaven. If the opponent's attack is particularly powerful, then you only need to use this Mingyu shield armor to bounce it back, and maybe the opponent will be killed by your attack. Of course, any magical skill has its limitations. Not all attacks of this underworld shield armor can be completely rebounded. If the attack is too much beyond Lin Su's strength, I am afraid that it will only be able to rebound part of it, but even if so, this is enough to defy heaven. Moreover, this secret skill cannot be activated all the time. After each activation, there must be at least half a stick of incense, and the interval is longer. Lin Su suddenly laughed a little. He was really a little greedy. If such a magical skill could be activated all the time, then he would not be invincible. No matter what the enemy's attack was, he only needed to activate the Mingyu shield to block it. That's fine, why don't others give me a slap in the face? Another point is that the use of this underworld shield armor is extremely complicated. It requires 99 and 81 seals to be activated. If you make a mistake, you will not be able to activate it. You must be extremely skilled. At Lin Su's current speed, the 81 seals can be formed in just one breath of effort, but to make sure there is nothing wrong at all, one must be quite skilled, and it cannot be done in a short while. He smiled and put the jade slip into the spirit field space. After leaving this space of gods and demons, he took the time to practice it well. By then, even if he faced masters at the nascent soul stage, Lin Su no longer had to be afraid. If you can't beat me, just bounce your attack back and take the opportunity to escape. Because Lin Su used Xianxia blood escape to pass through the barrier and destroyed the jade slip, Yedong stopped breaking the barrier. If he wanted to get out now, he would either break the barrier or spend 1/1000th of his blood essence. Xianxia blood escape pass through. Lin Su chose the latter. There must be other treasures on the Meteor God Peak. Time should not be wasted on breaking unnecessary barriers. Seeing Lin Su transform into a line of blood light and easily pass through the barrier again, Yedong could only smile bitterly. His formation skills were indeed powerful, but they couldn't compare to Lin Su, who completely ignored the formation barrier. Brother Lin is really awesome. Yamao is so impressed that he is truly the man that the eldest lady likes. Yedong cupped his fist and raised his hand towards Lin Su. He was not complimenting Lin Su, but sincerely admiring him. Brother Lin, can you tell Ye how you passed through the barrier? As far as I know, even the legendary instant, it's impossible to do this even if you move. I'm sorry, brother Ye, this is Lin's secret, it's really hard to tell clearly. Although Yedong is Yeping's senior brother, he is only a senior brother. Lin Su will not be stupid enough to tell the other party his secret skills. If it is leaked, won't he reveal his trump card? The reason why this trump card is called a trump card is because few people know about it. If everyone knows that he has such a heaven-defying stunt, then they will definitely find corresponding methods of restraint when they are hostile to him. All things are born with yin and yang. There is no magic secret that is unsolvable, and there is a way to break it. Lin Su does not want others to find a way to break his Xiantian blood escape. This is Yameng Lang. Brother Lin, please don't be offended. Seeing Lin Su's refusal, Yedong stopped asking any more questions. This must be Lin Su's unique skill. Yedong would not have been able to say it so easily. Brother Lin, Ye needs to find other treasures. I will ask you to take care of me, miss. Yedong knew very well that with Lin Su's strength and strange abilities, if he and Lin Su and others went together, they might not be able to grab any treasures. It would be better to avoid them and maybe gain something. After bowing his hands to Lin Su and the others, Yedong kicked off his feet and changed direction, climbing towards the upper left. The liger followed with a low roar. Brother Lin, what is recorded in that jade slip? The bald man licked his face and walked up to Lin Su, winking and laughing. Share good things with your good brothers. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 145. Looking at the bald man's flattering face, Lin Su rolled his eyes. After thinking for a while, he copied the jade slip with Imperial Shield 3 times and gave one to each of the bald man, Len Lingyu and Ye Ping-er. I think everyone should know how valuable this magical skill of rebounding attack is. Since we are together, we will naturally share the benefits equally, but I hope that others will not get it. Lin Su looked at the ecstatic look of the bald man and the other two and said seriously, especially Ping-er, you can't tell this magical skill to your father or other spiritual beast island cultivators. Lin Su was not very worried about the bald man and Leng Lingyu. Naturally, the more people who know about this magical skill, the better. They would not be stupid enough to share it with others, but it was hard to say about Ye Ping-er. If she told Ye Wuji about this magical skill, wouldn't it mean that all the cultivators on the entire spiritual beast island knew about it? This is something Lin Su absolutely cannot allow. This magical skill is only called a magical skill if it is in the hands of a few people. Moreover, Lin Su does not want his Xiantian finger to be rebounded and hit on himself one day. It would be uncomfortable to think about it. I hope readers will remember our domain name Taiwan Novel Network rightward arrow. Brother Lin, don't worry. This magical skill is of course hidden by myself. I will never tell anyone. The bald man patted his chest to assure, and Leng Lingyu also smiled and nodded. Don't worry, husband, Ping-er won't tell anyone. Ye Ping-er is of course very clear about how precious the secret method of rebounding attacks is. She did think about telling her father Ye Wuji, but since Lin Su was unwilling, she could only apologize to her father. Now Lin Su's interests are the most important in Ye Ping-er's eyes. Everything else must give in, even her father. Time is running out, let's keep going up. Lin Su nodded with satisfaction. Ye Ping-er and the other two were all his own people. As long as they didn't leak the Imperial Shield armor, Lin Su had nothing to worry about. With a push of his feet, the three of them jumped up from the platform one after another and climbed to a higher place on the meteorite god peak. A month later, Lin Su and the other four had climbed to the clouds above the meteorite god peak. In the past month, the four of them had encountered a total of 6 platforms, 3 of which had no treasures at all, either trapped or killed. The other 3 platforms with treasures were already being robbed by people, and all of them were at the Jindan stage or above. Among them were cultivators from the 3 major forces of Xiushan Palace, Yanluo Palace, and Lingxiao Island, as well as monsters above level 6 that entered the god and demon secret realm from another entrance of the demon sea. Lin Su and his 3 companions consciously did not intervene in the fight for the treasure that too many people were fighting for. Although the treasure was good, it was not as good as their own lives. Among the 4 people, except for Lin Su who had the strength to participate in the fight,
If the three bald men intervened, they would probably find it difficult to even protect themselves. The only treasure that Lin Su participated in the fight for was a platform with a treasure called the elixir. The reason was very simple. The green lotus in the spiritual field space reacted to the elixir. Those that could make the green lotus react were not ordinary things. At that moment, Lin Su joined the fight without any hesitation. As for the three bald men, they could only watch from afar and were almost unable to take action. Originally, there were 4 parties fighting for it, one each from the Yama Palace, the Spirit Beast Island, and the Void Sky Palace. The other one was an old acquaintance of Lin Su. He met the knife-tailed black turtle when he was fighting for the magical fruit on the first floor of the Demon God Tower. However, the knife-tailed black turtle's aura was stronger than that day. I think it must have had an adventure in this Demon God Tower. The cultivation of these 3 people and 1 demon beast is 2 levels higher than Lin Su, and their strength is also extremely strong. Originally, Lin Su did not want to get involved in this muddy water, but King Lian's unusual movement forced Lin Su to take action. Lin Su. The name of the 5th Shura of Yama Palace is now well known in the Chaos Star Sea, especially the Xianxia Palace has issued a kill order against Lin Su, so as soon as Lin Su entered the field, he attracted the attention of the 3 people and 1 turtle, and they all stopped fighting. Lin Su did not deliberately conceal his own aura. The 3 people and 1 turtle could see that his cultivation was at the peak of the early stage of Jindan. It was precisely because of this that the 3 people and 1 turtle had an expression of surprise on their faces. When Lin Su first entered the God and Demon secret realm, he only had the cultivation of the late stage of foundation building. In just 3 years, he not only formed a golden elixir, but also reached the peak of the early stage. This speed is simply shocking. Boy, it's you. You stole my treasure, Grandpa Turtle. I haven't settled accounts with you yet. You dare to show up now? Do you want to die? Monsters are most sensitive to breath. Although Lin Su is in human form now, the knife-tailed black turtle still recognized him at a glance. The whole turtle face turned black at that moment. It was this kid who could transform and snatch the magical fruit that was about to be in his hands. As the royal black turtle clan among monsters, the knife-tailed black turtle has a high level of cultivation and powerful strength. It has always been able to get whatever it wants in the sea of monsters. When has it ever suffered such a big loss? At that time, Lin Su was just a small snake at the top of level 5. He actually snatched the magical fruit under its nose. This matter was regarded as a great shame by the knife-tailed black turtle. Now that Lin Su appeared again, the knife-tailed black turtle was naturally meeting an enemy and was particularly jealous. In its opinion, the reason why Lin Su was able to form a pill and transform was most likely because of the magical fruit. After all, the blade-tailed black turtle had only heard of the effects of the magical fruit. This legendary fairy fruit, let alone it, very few people in the entire Demon Sea or even the entire Chaos Star Sea had ever taken it, so its effects only existed in legends. It was reasonable for the blade-tailed black turtle to make such a guess. Big Turtle, don't speak too loudly. Since I dare to come here, I won't be afraid of you. You couldn't do anything to me last time. Now that I've broken through, do you think you can do anything to defeat me? Lin Su retorted unceremoniously that he must show his strong side at this time, lest the 3 of them look for the weak and join forces to attack him first, which would be troublesome. Although Lin Su is confident, he is not arrogant enough to deal with 4 masters of late-stage pill formation at the same time. That is just looking for abuse. Haha, well said. You are worthy of being the 5th Shura of my Yama Palace. He has reached the peak of the early stage of pill formation in a short period of time. What a gift from heaven. The late-stage alchemy master of Yama Palace is Lugoruli, who is known as the Domineering Spear. Although this person is a killer of Yama Palace, he doesn't like assassinations. Every time he completes a task, he hits the door directly and shoots a tiger's head. The big gun was unparalleled, and every time he blasted his opponents to pieces, he was the strongest among the 4 people competing for the elixir. When he saw Lin Su appear, he was surprised at first, and then burst into laughter. "Little brother, let's work together to clean up these 3 bastard bugs first, and then we can discuss the ownership of this elixir." As both members of the Yama Palace, Luo Ruli naturally found Lin Su more pleasing to the eye, but as soon as his proposal came out, the faces of Su Bing from the Su Tian Palace, Ye Tiankai from the Spirit Beast Island, and the sword-tail black turtle suddenly turned into monsters. It got dark. "Bastard bug? Who are you talking about, you bastard?" The most taboo thing about the blade-tailed black turtle is that others call him a bastard, and the bug naturally refers to Su Bing and Ye Tiankai. They say that hitting someone is not a slap in the face, but Luo Ruli is hitting someone only in the face. It is tolerable, but which one is intolerable? My uncle can bear it, but my aunt cannot. You, Luo Ruli, are indeed powerful, but if you drag a boy like Lin Su, who is at the peak of the early stage of pill formation, to clean us up, you are not afraid of Feng Da's tongue flashing. Su Bing sneered. Why talk nonsense with them? Let's kill this brat and Luo Da Bang Chui first. Ye Tiankai has a fiery personality. He used a pinching technique to shoot a red light into the body of his spiritual beast Thunder Eagle. He saw that the Thunder Eagle, which was originally only the size of a calf, suddenly more than doubled in size, with purple electric light swirling all over its body. He rushed directly towards Lin Su. Lin Su's face suddenly darkened. Damn, do you really think of me as a soft persimmon? If the tiger doesn't show off its power, you think I'm a sick cat? Come. A loud eagle cry sounded, and the Thunder Eagle grabbed Lin Su, planning to grab Lin Su directly with its talons. In addition to your natural ability to fly, the forbidden air domain on the 3rd floor of the demonic tower cannot be resisted no matter how high your cultivation level is. As long as the Thunder Eagle catches Lin Su, you don't need to do anything. You only need to throw it under the platform and fight. It's over. It has to be said that Ye Tiankai's tactics were right and his idea was good, but he found the wrong target. Lin Su didn't dodge at all. Just as the Thunder Eagle's sharp claws were grabbing at the top of his head, a huge figure appeared in front of him out of thin air. He stretched out his big hand and grabbed one of the Thunder Eagle's wings. Lin Su's stone puppet. Thunder Eagle was shocked, and purple electric light suddenly raged all over his body, but it was completely useless to the stone puppet. This guy was completely immune to spells, and those purple electric lights couldn't even hit it with a stone chip. Beat it down. If you attack the master, you will die. The stone puppet's eyes flashed red, and he uttered a cold word in his mouth. He grabbed the Thunder Eagle's left wing, swung it up, and smashed it to the ground. Boom! 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 Like being hit with a sandbag, the calf-sized Thunder Eagle had no power to fight back in the hands of the stone puppet. It was hit with broken bones, and its feathers flew around. It was so tragic. The corner of the sword-tailed black turtle's mouth twitched. He had known that Lin Su had a perverted stone puppet, but he didn't expect that this guy could exert such terrifying power when he was down to earth. Fortunately, everyone was flying above the lake at that time, otherwise with the abnormal power of the stone puppet, I am afraid that Thunder Eagle was not the only one who was turned into a sandbag and smashed to the ground. Ye Tiankai felt like he was not feeling well. What was going on? How did that big stone bump escape? His precious Thunder Eagle, an 8th level monster level Thunder Eagle, was smashed by him like this. The shrill eagle cry made Ye Tiankai's heart bleed. Stop! Ye Tiankai yelled angrily, and a long knife appeared in his hand, and he slashed out several rays of sword light towards the stone statue. The ground was left with several deep ravines by the sword light, and suddenly hit the stone statue puppet's back, but the result was completely different from what Ye Tiankai thought. Unscathed. Chapter 1 is here. Please give me a reward, Please give me a monthly ticket, hee hee. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 146. Xianxia's blade that could smash a small mountain into pieces hit the stone puppet, but it was like a stone sinking into the sea. The stone puppet continued to swing the wings of the Thunder Eagle and smash. Let the stone monster let go of my Thunder Eagle. Otherwise, I will skin you alive. The terrifying power and defense of the stone puppet made Xianxia feel powerless, like a dog biting a hedgehog, and he could only turn his target to Lin Su. In his opinion, the stone puppet was controlled by Lin Su. As long as Lin Su was captured, would he be afraid that the stone puppet would not surrender? As long as Lin Su was captured, not only would the falcon be saved, but this powerful stone puppet would also belong to him, Xianxia. Thinking of this, Xianxia's eyes flashed with greed and heat, and he rushed towards Lin Su and chopped him down with a knife. Husband! Ping'er screamed and was about to rush over, but was stopped by Len Lingyu and the bald man. Sister Ping'er, this is Brother Su's battle, he doesn't want you to interfere. Don't worry, he will be fine. When have you ever seen him fight a battle he is not sure of? Len Lingyu glanced at Lin Su, whose expression remained unchanged and the corners of his mouth were slightly sarcastic, and advised. Yes, my husband will definitely win. Ping'er was also worried and confused. After Len Lingyu said this, she calmed down. She gritted her teeth and stared at Xianxia fiercely. Damn Xianxia, if he dares to hurt my husband, I will let my father break his bones. Facing the long knife that Xianxia was slashing at him, Lin Su had no idea of dodging at all. He stretched out his right hand, and a 5-element spirit sword appeared in his hand. He blocked the powerful knife upwards. Humph! I want to see how many of my swords you can block. Xianxia entered the Tao through martial arts. He was a powerful swordsman before joining the Spirit Beast Island to cultivate immortals. Even after he became a cultivator of the Spirit Beast Island and changed his surname to Ye, he still did not give up martial arts. His sword slashed with a sword, which was much more powerful than the magic attack of ordinary late Jindan cultivators. Then give it a try. Lin Su's eyes lit up. He also had a special liking for martial arts. He had never given up practicing martial arts since the Qi training period, but he had never found an opponent. At this moment, he couldn't help but feel excited about seeing the prey. He didn't use the small 5-element sword formation, and just fought with Xianxia with swords and swords. In fact, Lin Su had another idea in his mind. If he used the small 5-element sword formation, Xianxia, who didn't have the help of Thunder Eagle, would probably find it difficult to block the sword formation, but in this way, he would probably become the target of public criticism, which would easily arouse the fear of the other three. Now it was just right. He and Xianxia were fighting here, and Luoruli would naturally deal with the virtual soldiers and the knife-tailed black turtle. Just as Lin Su had expected, seeing Lin Su catch Xianxia's attack, Luoruli laughed, shook the tiger-headed spear in his hand, and burst into a sky of spear shadows, encircling the virtual soldiers and the knife-tailed black turtle in his battle circle at the same time, and fought 1 against 2. If Xianxia entered the Tao with martial arts, then Luoruli combined magic and martial arts together, often using the spear instead of the hand to draw the seal to release the magic, so in terms of combat power, he was the highest among the 4. Even when Xianxia had the help of the Thunder Shadow, he was slightly inferior to him. Although it was 1 against 2, he was not at all inferior. Damn it! How can this kid be so strong? Lin Su fought slowly, but Xianxia couldn't help it. His spirit beast Thunder Eagle was still being swung and smashed by the stone statue puppet. Although the Thunder Eagle is a monster with thick skin and flesh, it can't withstand such a strong blow. It is dying at this moment, and its wings are almost torn off by the stone statue puppet. Boy, you forced me to do this. After forcing Lin Su back with a knife, Yetiankai roared wildly, and a red light appeared on his body. At the same time, the Thunder Eagle, which was already dying, also glowed red. The broken bones and tendons recovered quickly at a speed visible to the naked eye, and its body grew twice as big as before. It even cried out and broke free from the big hand of the stone statue puppet. Violent sacrifice. Why did Yetiankai use this trick? Oh no, my husband is in danger. Ye Ping-er, who was standing on the mountain wall in the distance, suddenly changed her face and screamed. This is the forbidden technique of the Spirit Beast Island violent sacrifice. After using it, the potential of the Spirit Beast can be fully tapped out, and it can be upgraded to a level in a short period of time, but the consequence is to permanently reduce its level, and there is no possibility of further progress in life. The Thunder Eagle is now an 8th level demon beast. If it is upgraded to a 9th level demon beast, it is equivalent to a cultivator in the nascent soul stage. Its strength has increased by more than 10 times. Although the stone puppet is powerful, it is difficult to restrict the Thunder Eagle in this state. Thunder Eagle, kill this kid. Yetiankai's face was full of ferociousness. He pointed at Lin Su with his hand. The Thunder Eagle looked up to the sky and groaned. With a flap of its wings, its body suddenly disappeared. The next moment, it appeared on Lin Su's back. Its sharp beak pecked at Lin Su's back. With its current strength, if this peck was successful, even if Lin Su had the strong body of a dragon, he would probably be seriously injured. Change shape and shadow. Feeling the strong wind coming from his back, Lin Su did not dare to neglect it. He shouted in his heart and his body turned into a residual shadow and appeared 3 feet away, avoiding the fierce attack of the Thunder Eagle. Fortunately, Lei Ying used a secret method to temporarily improve his cultivation. Although his strength had reached the nascent soul stage, his soul had not yet reached that level. Otherwise, under the pressure of his aura, Lin Su would probably have no chance to use shadow change. Yetiankai, if you dare to hurt my husband, I will never forgive you. Ye Ping'er's shouting made Yetiankai's expression change. He didn't expect that Lin Su would become Ye Ping'er's husband. He couldn't help but hesitate a little, but when he thought that his Thunder Eagle would fall to the 7th level monster level in the future, he would be barred for life. As soon as he made an inch of progress, he couldn't help but feel angry. It's true that Ye Ping'er is the eldest lady of Spirit Beast Island, but so what? At worst, if she leaves Spirit Beast Island, with her current strength, where can she go? Now that Thunder Eagle has stimulated its potential and its strength has greatly increased, quickly kill Lin Su and the others. The elixir will be yours. When the strength is enhanced, find a place to hide and practice. No matter how powerful Yewuji is, it will not be possible. Wouldn't you like to turn over the entire chaotic sea of stars to trace yourself? Thinking of this, a cold light flashed in Yetiankai's eyes. He pointed at Lin Su with a ferocious expression, and said in a cold voice, kill him. Thunder Eagle's whole body was filled with murderous aura, and he rushed towards Lin Su even more fiercely. Lin Su did not dare to take it head on. In fact, he couldn't take it now, so he could only rely on transformation to dodge. Every time it was narrowly avoiding the fangs and claws of the Thunder Eagle. Yetiankai, you bastard, I will never forgive you. I must let Dad destroy you. Seeing Lin Su in a critical situation, Ye Ping'er roared loudly in anxiety. You asked your father to destroy me? Humph. Do you really think that since you are the eldest lady, I won't dare to touch you? Thunder Eagle, kill that noisy girl for me. A trace of ruthlessness flashed in Yetiankai's eyes, and he kept doing nothing. Anyway, he had no intention of returning to Spirit Beast Island. He might as well kill Ye Ping'er together. When the time comes, he would escape immediately after leaving the secret realm of gods and demons. Wait until he reaches nascent soul.
After this period, not even Yewuji can catch him. Thunder Eagle has completely lost its mind at this moment. Under the influence of the forbidden technique of violent sacrifice, it only has boundless killing in its heart at this moment. It kills whoever Yetiankai tells it to kill, and then turns around and rushes towards Yeping-er. Asshole, stop. Lin Su was shocked. Facing Thunder Eagle in its current state, Yeping-er had no power to fight back. He really didn't expect that Yetiankai would be so crazy and dare to attack Yeping-er. Immediately, there was a loud shout, and two figures appeared in front of Yeping-er and the others in two consecutive flashes, revealing the body of a dragon and letting out a thunderous dragon roar. Ang! The originally murderous Thunder Eagle suddenly stopped suddenly, and there was a hint of fear in its blood-red eyes. The monster clan has distinct levels. No matter how strong the lower monster clan is, it is extremely difficult to resist the oppressive force in the bloodline when facing the upper monster clan. The dragon clan is the royal family among the monster beasts, and their bloodline power is at the top of the monster beast pyramid, even better than the black turtle clan. Although Lin Su is only a dragon now, his bloodline pressure is not that of a middle-aged man like Thunder Eagle. The monster clan can bear it? What? Dragon in the elixir formation stage. This kid is actually a transformed dragon. Except for the blade-tail black turtle who already knew the details of Lin Su, Yetiankai, Su Bing and Luoruli were all shocked. Feeling the pure dragon power in Lin Su, Yetiankai couldn't help but change his color. This is the pure dragon power that can only be possessed by the dragon clan with pure blood. Lin Su looks like a dragon now. How can he have such pure dragon power? What's more, isn't it true that the higher the bloodline level of the monster clan, the harder it is to transform? How did Lin Su transform? Lin Suk didn't care about the surprise of Yetiankai and others. If he hadn't had the body of a dragon and the pressure of his bloodline could suppress the Thunder Eagle, Yeping-er would have died by now. At this moment, Lin Su's heart was already occupied by soaring anger. He grabbed the Thunder Eagle and activated the powerful physical power of the dragon to tear it apart with all his strength. The Thunder Eagle was captured by Lin Su's dragon power, and the suppression of his blood made his whole body tremble. He couldn't even think of resisting, but in a moment, he was torn apart by Lin Su alive, and his blood spilled into the sky. Thunderhawk! Yetiankai felt great pain in his heart. Just as he shouted loudly, Lin Su's huge body appeared in front of him, and his tail whipped him hard, sending him flying away like a rubber ball. Lin Su, son, I. Yetiankai was in the air, opened his mouth and spat out a bloody molar, turned over and shouted angrily, but before he could finish speaking, Lin Su had appeared behind him, and whipped him away with another tail. Bang! 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 Lin Su's huge dragon body was so terrifyingly flexible that it brought out after images in the sky, knocking Yetiankai away like a rubber ball. As a master of late-stage pill formation, Yetiankai was not so useless, but because of the restricted air due to the domain, he couldn't even stabilize his body and completely lost his ability to resist. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 147. This guy is too violent. Fortunately, I didn't fight him, otherwise it would be terrible. Looking at Yetiankai who was being beaten by Lin Su and unable to resist, the knife-tailed black turtle twitched his mouth. Yetiankai's strength was equal to his, and he was beaten like a ball by Lin Su. If he went up, he would probably not be much better. Well, old turtle, I suddenly remembered that I have something to do, so I'll leave first. Throwing down a sentence, the knife-tailed black turtle shrank to the size of a millstone and climbed up quickly. In the blink of an eye, it disappeared into the clouds. Its body was so flexible that it didn't look like a turtle at all, but more like a monkey. Su Bing and Luoruli also had changing expressions, especially Su Bing. Seeing Lin Su so strong, he couldn't help but want to retreat. But just as he was about to leave,
he was stopped by Luo Ruli's tiger-headed spear. "Su Bing, we haven't won yet, where do you want to go?" As he spoke, the tiger-headed spear burst out countless sharp spear beams towards Su Bing's vital points, and the spear beams revealed a scorching breath. Luo Ruli did not hold back at all this time, and it was obvious that he did not intend to let Su Bing escape. "Luo, don't go too far." Su Bing was shocked and angry, and roared. Now the knife-tailed black turtle has escaped, and Yetiankai is being abused by Lin Su. He can't be counted on at all. If he fights with Luo Ruli for too long, when Lin Su finishes dealing with Yetiankai and has a free hand, he may have to die here. When he thought of this, Su Bing felt even more panic, and tried desperately to get rid of Luo Ruli's entanglement and escape. At this moment, he had already thrown aside the idea of robbing the elixir. Although the elixir treasure is good, you have to live to enjoy it. Unfortunately, Luo Ruli's strength was already stronger than that of the virtual soldier. Now that he was blocking with all his strength, the virtual soldier had no way to escape. Just as he was getting more and more anxious, Lin Su and Yetiankai finally won the battle. The winner was of course Lin Su. Without the help of the Thunder Eagle, he was seized by Lin Su. He lost every step and had no power to fight back. When Lin Su stopped attacking, Yetiankai's bones were broken all over his body. He was caught by Lin Su's dragon claws and was almost unrecognizable. "You are not a disciple of Lingxiu, you can kill me or not, Lingxiu will never bother you. I am a disciple of Lingxiao Island, if you dare to kill me, Lingxiao Island will not let you go." Yetiankai's big teeth were knocked out, and his words were leaking, but Lin Su still understood what he meant, and couldn't help but sneer. "A disciple of Lingxiao Island? Do you think Yewuji will spare you? You are so crazy that you dare to attack Ping-er. Do you think Yewuji will spare you? You want to use Lingxiao Island to suppress me, it's ridiculous." As soon as his body swung outside the flying knife platform, Lin Su's dragon claws loosened, and Yetiankai screamed and fell down, and soon disappeared in the sea of clouds. With his current condition, under the effect of the forbidden airfield, falling from such a high cloud, even if he is a late Jindan cultivator, he will definitely die. After getting rid of Yetiankai, Lin Su turned his attention to Su Bing and Luo Ruli. Su Bing wanted to escape at this moment, but he was tightly entangled by Luo Ruli. If there was no forbidden airspace, Luo Ruli could not stop him from leaving, but now it was different. After landing on the platform, Lin Su's figure flashed and turned into a human form. He had to reveal his dragon body just now to save Ye Ping-er. Now Yetiankai was dead, and only Luo Ruli, Su Bing, and the knife-tailed black turtle knew about it. The knife-tailed black turtle had escaped, but Lin Su was not worried that it would reveal its identity. This old turtle came from the Demon Sea. It was impossible to cross the barrier before the nascent soul stage, and it had basically no intersection with the human cultivators of the Chaos Star Sea. The only thing to worry about was Luo Ruli and Su Bing. Luo Ruli had a generous personality and was also a member of the Yama Palace. Moreover, the king of Yama had long known Lin Su's identity. Lin Su was confident that he could persuade him to keep a secret for him. As for Su Bing, Lin Su did not intend to let him go. Because of Su Wuming's death and Xiangshan Palace's killing order, Lin Su and Xiangshan Palace had long been at loggerheads. Moreover, 6 Xiangshan Palace monks had died in the hands of Lin Su and his men in the God and Demon secret realm this time. Once Su Bing was allowed to leave alive, the secret that Lin Su was a transformed monster would inevitably be exposed. Monsters and human monks have always been at odds. Although Lin Su was not afraid, it was best to avoid such unnecessary troubles. So no matter from which perspective, he would never let Su Bing leave alive. "Brother Luo, I will help you one step." With a loud shout, Lin Su stabbed at Su Bing's back with the 5 elements spirit sword in his hand, and at the same time ordered the stone statue puppet to join the siege of Su Bing. The reason for the shout was to tell Luo Ruli that he was here to help him, so that he would not be surprised and join Su Bing to deal with him. Haha, Brother Lin is here for the right time. Luo Ruli laughed, and the gun became more urgent. At the same time, he took out a magic weapon and threw it over Su Bing's head. This was a fist-sized black treasure bottle. A black light shot out from it and covered the virtual soldier. Suddenly, the virtual soldier felt that his body suddenly became several times heavier, and the circulation of his true energy was blocked. He was shocked. The virtual soldier was a master of the late Jindan stage of the Xianxia Palace. Naturally, he would not be so incompetent. Originally, when he saw Lin Su coming, he planned to use his best magic to force the two to escape. Who would have thought that Luo Ruli had not used his full strength just now, and now he took out the black treasure bottle. He was hit by a mistake and his reaction was slowed down. Good opportunity. Lin Su's eyes lit up, and he immediately launched the shocking soul stab. The virtual soldier, who was already suppressed by the black light of the black treasure bottle, was caught off guard and fell into a state of unconsciousness. Although it was only a short moment, it was enough for Lin Su and Luo Ruli. Countless spears and sword shadows directly pierced through the virtual soldier's body. The virtual soldier who regained his consciousness flashed a trace of resentment and unwillingness in his eyes. He wanted to say something, but his body exploded. Lin Su was quick-witted and grabbed the virtual soldier's storage ring in his hand, and put it into the spiritual field space as if nothing had happened. Luo Ruli frowned, looked at the stone statue puppet beside Lin Su, moved his lips, but said nothing. "Thank you for your help, Brother Luo. Otherwise, if this phantom soldier escaped, I would definitely be in a lot of trouble." Lin Su smiled and bowed to Luo Ruli, saying, "I hope Brother Luo can keep the fact that I have the body of a dragon a secret. The Lord of the Palace does not want this secret to spread." "Palace Master? King Yama?" Luo Ruli raised his eyebrows. Did King Yama know that Lin Su was a transformed monster? "Brother Luo, I was not born a monster. It was only because my body was destroyed by accident that I took over the body of the spirit snow python. Although my body is now a monster, my soul is no different from that of an ordinary cultivator." "So that's it?" Luo Ruli nodded. This can explain why King Yama knew that Lin Su was a monster and still gave him the title of Shura. However, Lin Su's experience is also legendary. Others would look for human cultivators even if they took over the body. Why did he find a spirit snow python? Luo Ruli didn't know that Lin Su's possession was completely accidental. With his own strength, he was not qualified to possess a body, otherwise he would be even more surprised. "Brother Lin, don't worry. Luo is not a talkative person. Since this is the intention of the Lord of the Palace, Luo will naturally keep it a secret." As Luo Ruli said, his eyes were cast on the jade bottle containing the elixir in the cave on the platform, which was emitting bursts of mist. A trace of heat surged in his eyes. "Brother Lin, how should the elixir be distributed?" "Well, let me see what kind of elixir this is first and determine the quantity first." The formation barrier of the cave had long been broken by Luo Ruli and others. Lin Su flashed into the cave and grabbed the jade bottle in his hand. Catastrophe pill. A top-grade earth-level elixir. Taking it before the tribulation can reduce the power of the heavenly tribulation by 30%. This is definitely the magic pill that immortal cultivators dream of. What cultivators fear most is, of course, the heavenly tribulation. Whether it is the 49 heavenly tribulation, the 69 heavenly tribulation, or the 99 heavenly tribulation when ascending to heaven, they are all a sharp sword hanging over the heads of cultivators, especially the final 99 heavenly tribulation. Only 1 in 100 people can successfully survive it. This catastrophe pill can reduce the power of the heavenly tribulation by 30%. This is not as simple as increasing the success rate of the tribulation by 30%, but at least increasing the success rate by 3 times. Let alone 30% of the power,
even 10% of the power is incredible. In many cases, it is the extra 10% of the power that becomes the last straw that breaks the camel's back, causing the tribulation to fail and the body and soul to disappear. Therefore, as soon as Lin Suke mentioned the name of the tribulation pill, Luoruli's eyes immediately turned red. How many are there in this catastrophe pill? 5. Brother Lin, I don't want more, 2 is enough, how about that? Luoruli is already a cultivator in the late Jindan stage, and he has already experienced the 49th heaven tribulation. It is precisely because of this that he knows how terrible the heaven tribulation is. At that time, he was almost struck to death. The 49th heaven tribulation is so terrifying, how terrible will the 69th heaven tribulation and the 99th heaven tribulation, which are even more powerful than the 49th heaven tribulation, be? Luoruli felt terrified when he thought about it. So no matter what, he must get 2 catastrophe pills to deal with the 69th heaven tribulation and the 99th heaven tribulation. This, okay, I'll do it, brother Luo, 2 are yours. Lin Su himself does not need the catastrophe pill. In his opinion, the heaven tribulation is the best way to absorb energy and improve strength, but not everyone is as perverted as him. It is not too much for Luoruli to ask for 2 catastrophe pills. He can still have 3 left, 1 for Yeping Len Lingyu and the bald man. Ha ha ha, brother Lin is really straightforward. Luoruli was in a good mood. He carefully put away the 2 catastrophe pills and then bowed to Lin Su, brother Lin, I will leave first. After we get out of this secret realm of gods and demons, we will have a good drink. Goodbye. With Lin Su's strength, Luoruli thought that even if he played all his cards, he would probably be inferior. If he stayed with Lin Su, most of the benefits would probably be shared by Lin Su. He was also a decisive person. He moved his feet and flew to the other side of the mountain. Chapter 1. Thank you for the monthly ticket of the reader Ajin, Beza greets you. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 148. Brother Lin, please continue to go up. We will wait here for the transmission channel to appear. As the height increases, the gravity becomes stronger and stronger, reaching the limit that the foundation building cultivators can bear. After discussing with the bald man and the other 2, they decided to stop at the nearest platform and wait for the transmission channel to appear before leaving the god and demon secret realm. Rightward arrow. There is still a month before the transmission channel appears. With Lin Su's strength, he can climb up a distance and maybe find some treasures. This is the dust-reducing pill. You and brother Tian should each take 1. Both of you have reached the limit of the late stage of foundation building. After leaving the god and demon secret realm this time, you should retreat and break through to condense the golden elixir. Lin Su refined 2 dust-reducing pills, which were originally intended for his own breakthrough to the den-forming stage, but he did not expect that he would break through directly because he got the demon spirit body from Yeping so the 2 dust-reducing pills were naturally saved. As for Ping I will refine another one for you after we leave here. Although Yeping has also reached the late stage of foundation building, her accumulation is not enough. She needs to settle for a while. It is not a good thing for her to take the dust-reducing pill rashly to break through. Well, Ping knows, thank you husband. As the eldest lady of the Spirit Beast Island, the dust-reducing pill is not a rare elixir for Yeping Yewuji will naturally prepare it for his precious daughter, but Lin Su's words still make her very happy, which shows that Lin Su has her in his heart. Tisk tisk, you can even refine a elixir like the dust-reducing pill. Linzi, I really admire you. The most correct thing I have done in my life is to make a brother like you, hee hee. The bald man was so happy that his eyes narrowed into slits. He unconsciously changed his name for Lin Su to Linzi, which reminded Lin Su of his good brother Zhang Yunfan who was far away in the world of cultivation. Len Lingyu smiled warmly at Lin Su and didn't say anything. Husband, take care of yourself. Brother Su, be careful. Linzi, come on and get more treasures, we will also get some. Showing a big smile to Yepinger and the other two, Lin Su's figure soared into the sky, his toes tapped on the mountain wall continuously, and rushed into the sea of clouds above. 3 days later. After separating from Yepinger and the other two, Lin Su couldn't remember how high he climbed in the past 3 days. It was a pity that he didn't encounter another platform. As the height increased, the size of the meteorite peak was shrinking significantly. At the bottom of the peak, it was 100 miles in radius, but now it is less than 10 miles in radius. As the height increases, this area will continue to shrink. Similarly, as the height increases, the gravity is getting stronger and stronger. According to Lin Su's estimation, most of the late Jindan cultivators are probably difficult to bear this kind of gravity. If Lin Su didn't have the body of a dragon and his physical strength was even higher than that of ordinary late Jindan monsters, he would probably have been unable to bear it long ago. However, the current gravity intensity is almost reaching Lin Su's limit. There is still no platform on the mountain wall. Lin Su is about to give up. Huh? There is light above. Is it almost reaching the peak? Just as Lin Su was about to stop climbing and return to the platform where Yepinger and the other two were, a burst of bright starlight came from the mountain peak above, which made Lin Su stunned, and then overjoyed. He was actually approaching the peak of the meteorite god peak. What exactly is the peak of the meteorite god peak? This has always been a legend among the cultivators in the Chaos Star Sea, because no cultivator below the nascent soul stage has ever been able to withstand the huge gravity and really climb to the top to check it out. But Lin Su did it. Although he was only at the peak of the early stage of the Jindan, his physical strength was much stronger than that of human cultivators in the late stage of the Jindan, and even much stronger than most monsters in the late stage of the Jindan. Since he has seen the peak, Lin Su must go up to see it anyway. Even if there is no treasure, at least he has climbed to the top of the meteorite god peak, right? Using the power of the dragon essence in his body to resist the strong gravity, Lin Su climbed to the top of the peak at a faster speed. Is this the top of the meteorite god peak? Finally, when he could not bear it even with the dragon essence protecting his body, Lin Su finally reached the top of the meteorite god peak. The strong gravity suddenly disappeared without a trace, and even the forbidden airspace disappeared. At the top of the peak is a platform with a radius of about 1 mile. Above his head is the vast starry sky. The entire peak is in the starry sky, which surprised Lin Su, as if he had suddenly entered another small world. Lin Su, why are you here too? A scream sounded in the distance. Lin Su looked up and saw that the knife-tailed black turtle was staring at him 100 feet away. It actually climbed to the top of the meteorite god peak. The knife-tailed black turtle was no less shocked than Lin Su. It was an 8th level demon beast in the late Jindan stage, and its cultivation was 2 levels higher than Lin Su. Moreover, the Black Turtle clan was known for its defense. Even so, it risked its life to reach the top of the peak. The knife-tailed black turtle originally thought that among the human cultivators and demon beasts who entered the secret realm of gods and demons this time, it was the only one who reached the top of the legendary meteorite god peak. It was very proud of itself, but it did not expect that Lin Su would also climb up right after it, which made the knife-tailed black turtle almost pop out its eyes. Why, you old turtle can come, why can't I? Lin Su walked towards the knife-tailed black turtle. The breakthrough in his cultivation and the rapid improvement in his strength made him no longer nervous and fearful when facing this old turtle that he once thought was extremely terrifying. Instead, he looked at the knife-tailed black turtle with a level or even playful gaze. The knife-tailed black turtle's 2 eyes rolled around. It found that it was now afraid to face Lin Su. This kid was simply a Jinx. The first time they met, Lin Su snatched the magical fruit from the knife-tailed black turtle. The second time they met, Lin Su had broken through from the 5th level monster to the peak of the 6th level monster.
His combat power was so strong that he was like a monster, which surprised the knife-tailed black turtle. Now, Lin Su actually climbed to the top of the meteorite god peak again. You know, although the dragon clan's physical body is strong, its defense is still not comparable to that of the black turtle clan. Brother Turtle, what are you thinking about? You are not going to hurt me, are you? Lin Su looked at the knife-tailed black turtle's small eyes that kept spinning, and sneered with a hint of meaning. How is that possible? I am a kind-hearted turtle, and I treat people with kindness. Brother Lin, you think too much. The knife-tailed black turtle felt a little sweat on his forehead and smiled awkwardly. Kind-hearted? And treat people with kindness? Whoever believes it is a fool. Lin Su muttered to himself, and looked around. Looking around, the top of the meteorite god peak was flat. To put it bluntly, it was just a platform. There was nothing special about it. There was not even a cave. It didn't look like there was a treasure. Brother Turtle, you came early. Did you find anything special about the top of the peak? Lin Su looked at the knife-tailed black turtle with a smile. He didn't know when this guy climbed to the top of the peak, and whether he had taken the treasure. If so, Lin Su would not give up so easily. He would share half of it when he met, and he would not let this guy bleed a little. Old turtle, I just climbed to the top of this peak, and I haven't had time to check it out yet. Brother Lin, you've come up. The blade-tailed black turtle was a little depressed. He originally thought that he could take the treasure for himself, but he didn't expect Lin Su to climb to the top of the peak, and he came so quickly. Even if there was really any extraordinary treasure, it might not reach the hands of the blade-tailed black turtle. Looking at the blade-tailed black turtle's constipated expression, it didn't seem to be fake, and Lin Su was somewhat confident in his speed. It seemed that the blade-tailed black turtle had indeed only climbed to the top of the peak one step ahead of him, and he should not have had time to collect the treasure. But, where is this treasure? Is there any formation here that hides the treasure? Breaking delusion silver eyes. With a low shout in his heart, a silver light flashed in Lin Su's eyes, and he opened breaking delusion silver eyes to observe. The blade-tailed black turtle on the side couldn't help but brighten his eyes when he saw this scene. Yes, this kid's true form is the spirit ice snow python. No, now it should become a spirit ice snow dragon. Its innate skill breaking illusion silver eyes can see through any illusion barrier. If there is really a formation barrier here to cover up the treasure, it will definitely not escape Lin Su's eyes. How is it, Brother Lin, did you find anything? The knife-tailed black turtle asked anxiously. It is said that the meteorite god peak is a treasure land with countless opportunities and treasures. The knife-tailed black turtle did get some benefits along the way. If you say that there is no treasure on the top of the meteorite god peak, it will not believe it even if you kill it. It seems to be a little strange. Lin Su murmured softly. Under the breaking illusion silver eyes, he did find the unusual place on the top of the peak. Just a few dozen feet to his right, there was a faint light gate. Strands of starlight were projected from the starry sky above his head onto the light gate, strengthening the light gate bit by bit. An extremely subtle space force came out from the light gate. If it weren't for the help of breaking illusion silver eyes, he really wouldn't have found it. However, Lin Su felt that the light gate seemed to be still in the process of absorbing starlight energy and had not yet been completely formed. According to estimates, it might take some time for it to completely stabilize. This light gate was different from the teleportation light gate that Lin Su had encountered before. It was completely formed by the power of starlight, and it did not seem to be a teleportation channel to leave the secret realm of gods and demons. Perhaps, this light gate led to another space, and the treasure on the top of the meteorite peak was hidden in the space where the light gate led to? What's strange? Did you find the treasure? The knife-tailed black turtle's breathing became rapid, and he asked hurriedly. I didn't find the treasure, but I found a strange light gate, right over there. The knife-tailed black turtle looked in the direction of Lin Su's finger, but found nothing. His turtle face couldn't help but look a little ugly. Could this kid be playing with it? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 149. The light door hasn't been formed yet, and you don't have silver eyes, so of course you can't see it. One look at the stinky face of the blade-tailed black turtle, and Lin Su knew that this guy was thinking too much, so he explained with a smile. After all, this old turtle is an 8th level monster in the late stage of pill formation. It is much more powerful than monks of the same level. Lin Su doesn't want to have any conflict with it until he sees the treasure. After listening to Lin Su's words, the sword-tailed black turtle's expression finally relaxed a little, and he turned his eyes and asked, "When will this light gate be formed?" "I'm not sure about that." Lin Su spread his hands and said, "But judging from the current starlight absorption speed, I'm afraid it will take more than 20 days. More than 20 days? Are you kidding me? The teleportation channels to leave will appear by then." The sword-tailed black turtle glared, and Lin Su could only smile bitterly. He didn't know this, but the actual situation was like this. When the light gate was completely formed, it was almost the day when he left this mysterious realm of gods and demons. This treasure may not be destined for him. The blade-tail black turtle's face was uncertain for a while, and he didn't know what he was thinking. After a while, he suddenly said, "Brother Lin, as a monster, how can you hang out with human monks? And you can actually turn into a human form?" The power of the dragon clan's bloodline ranks first among the monster beasts, even more so than the black turtle clan. Logically speaking, it is impossible to transform into a human form now. The blade-tailed black turtle knew that Lin Su was a 5th level monster. It is already able to transform, which is really abnormal in its opinion. After all, it is now an 8th level monster, and there is still no sign of transformation, which makes it very puzzled. "Well, because I took the transformation pill, I can transform in advance. As for mixing among human monks, isn't that because it's convenient? It can make it easier to obtain training resources, including pills, magic weapons, etc." The black tortoise knew Lin Su's secret. In order to prevent this guy from leaking out after he went out, Lin Su decided to trick it. The highest level of lying is that most of the truth is mixed with a lie, which is reasonable but will not let it out. People are suspicious. "So that's it?" Sure enough, the blade-tailed black turtle nodded, believing Lin Su's words, and then seemed to think of something. His little eyes lit up and asked, "How did you get the transformation pill? Is there anything else?" "I refined it myself, but I still have one." As soon as Lin Su heard this, he knew what the black tortoise's intention was. He must have been tempted by what he just said, and he also wanted to take human form and blend in among the human monks. "Can you make pills?" The blade-tail black turtle opened his mouth in shock. This news was even more surprising than Lin Su having a transformation pill. Although the monster beast is much more powerful than monks of the same level, it has always been in other aspects. It's a weak point, like refining elixirs and refining weapons. Even though the blade-tail black turtle is already an 8th level monster in the late stage of alchemy, it knows nothing about alchemy. Lin Su nodded, and a flattering smile suddenly appeared on the sword-tailed black turtle's face. "Brother Lin is indeed a hero of the dragon clan. He is brave and powerful, and he is also proficient in alchemy. I, the old turtle, can know Brother Lin for 3 reasons. What a blessing." Lin Su looked at the sword-tailed black turtle with a smile on his face. "They said that monsters are more straightforward than human monks. I'm afraid that's not necessarily true. Looking at this old turtle, he is even smarter than human monks." Brother Gui has given you too much praise, Lin is too ashamed to deserve it. If you have anything to say, just say it. Lin Su smiled meaningfully at the black tortoise. The meaning was very clear. Just say what you want to say, no need to beat around the bush. The old turtle's face turned slightly red, and he returned to normal in an instant. He swallowed and said, "Well, Brother Lin, don't you still have a transformation pill? Can you give it to me? Old turtle, I will definitely keep it in my heart. After the light gate is stable, help Brother Lin obtain the treasure." The blade-tailed black turtle said so confidently, but Lin Su sneered in his heart. This old turtle was really treacherous. He was planning to use his hands empty-handed. I want the transformation pill, but I don't want to pay anything. How can anything be so cheap in the world? Brother Turtle shouldn't bother with the matter of obtaining treasures. Lin must rely on his own abilities, so that he can feel at ease. As for the transformation pill, it's not impossible to give it to Brother Turtle, but I only have this one left. It's a precious elixir. It took me a lot of energy and almost death to collect the materials to refine it. Lin Su sighed, with a look of embarrassment on his face. The meaning was very clear. If you want the transformation pill, fine. But you can't give it for free, let's exchange it for something. The sword-tailed black turtle looked at Lin Su's face that was pretending to be embarrassed, and wished he could give him a tail and step on him a few times. What a treacherous boy, he is forcing me to bleed. Of course I can't let Brother Lin suffer. This is the turtle shell that I shed when I broke through to the 6th level monster. It's a good thing for refining armor. I wonder if I can exchange it for Brother Lin's transformation pill. The blade-tailed black turtle said, with a face filled with pain. He took out a red turtle shell the size of a millstone and handed it to Lin Su. The shell of a sword-tailed black turtle? Lin Su's eyes lit up, and he took the turtle shell and looked at it. He saw that there were circles of mysterious lines on the surface of the turtle shell. It was full of aura. He stretched out his hand and pressed it. It was full of toughness. It was indeed a rare refined body protection. Nice baby in armor. This sword-tailed black turtle is quite good, and he is willing to exchange such a good treasure for the transformation pill. It's just that I've only heard of snakes shedding their skins, and I've never heard of turtles shedding their shells. This sword-tailed black turtle is really a weird one among turtles. Why? Lin Su sighed, pretending to be embarrassed and said, "This turtle shell is of no use to me. It seems a bit worthless to replace it with the transformation pill." "It's no use to your sister." "Not worth your sister." The blade-tailed mysterious turtle almost couldn't help but curse, "You can't be so shameless as a dragon." The blade-tailed black turtle knows very well how valuable the turtle shell he sheds is. It is the best material for refining clothes and armor. If it is refined well, it is very possible to reach the level of a spiritual weapon. This kid Lin Su simply opened his eyes. Talking nonsense. For the sake of the transformation pill, I will bear it. Taking a deep breath, the blade-tailed black turtle suppressed the anger in his heart, and forced a smile on his face. Brother Lin said, "The transformation pill is indeed precious, but the only thing I can use, old turtle, is this turtle shell. I hope Brother Lin can do this for you. I'm very grateful, old turtle." Lin Su also knew that nothing could be done too much. To be honest, the transformation pill had no effect on him at all. Changing the shell of the black tortoise would not be a loss at all. After all, he was still taking advantage. Just stop in moderation, otherwise this old turtle is probably going to go crazy. Brother Turtle, you have said so, then Lin will suffer a little loss and give you the transformation pill. With a heartbroken look on his face, Lin Su took out the jade bottle containing the transformation pill and handed it to the black turtle. At the same time, he quickly put the turtle shell into the spirit field space. The blade-tailed mysterious turtle took the jade bottle, and just as a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth, his expression suddenly changed, And the smile froze on his face. The connection between it and the turtle shell has been severed. The turtle shell is shed from the black tortoise. Unless it is willing, other people will get it. As long as it has a thought, it will fly back automatically. This is why the black tortoise uses the turtle shell in exchange for the transformation pill. Otherwise, it is not a fool. How could it not know that the value of its turtle shell and the transformation pill are not equal? But as soon as Lin Su put away the turtle shell, the sword-tailed black turtle felt that the connection between himself and the turtle shell was severed. How could this not make him frightened and inexplicable? "Brother Turtle, what's wrong with you? What happened?" Lin Su looked at the blade-tailed black turtle, whose expression changed drastically and stared blankly at him, feeling a little baffled. He didn't know that the natural connection left by the blade-tailed black turtle on its shell had been erased by the spirit field space. "No, it's okay." The corner of the sword-tailed black turtle's mouth twitched, and he felt like he was about to cry without tears. He originally wanted to trick Lin Su, but now he suffered a huge loss. "It's okay." Lin Su glanced at the black turtle's expression as if it had eaten a dead fly, and secretly thought to himself that this old turtle was really weird. He was fine just now, but suddenly he looked like his dead father. What a weird turtle. After being silent for a long time, the sword-tail black turtle's depression finally eased a little. He poured out the transformation pill from the jade bottle and swallowed it in one gulp. After spending such a high price, he could no longer be treated like Lin Su. The kid has been deceived and must verify the authenticity of this elixir now. By the way, Brother Turtle, after taking this transformation pill, it may cause a thunder disaster of transformation, so you have to be careful. Lin Su's words almost caused the blade-tailed black turtle to spit out a mouthful of old blood. "Damn it, you don't want to play with people like this. Why didn't you tell me earlier when you knew there was a thunder tribulation? I've already taken it." "You only said this after the elixir was taken. Isn't it sincere and disgusting?" Seeing the blade-tailed black turtle looking at him with a sad and angry expression, Lin Su felt a little helpless. "Who knew that you, an old turtle, could not wait so impatiently that you swallowed the transformation pill before he could even say anything?" The blade-tailed black turtle was about to say something when suddenly a light golden halo emitted from his body. Severe pain surged out from all parts of his body. He couldn't help but wail and rolled on the ground, his body also in the halo. It changed rapidly, and human limbs, torsos, and heads appeared in a few breaths. Soon, a square-faced man wearing red armor appeared in front of Lin Su. Boom! A dark cloud of calamity quickly condensed in the starry sky above his head. Lin Su looked at the black turtle with pity. This old turtle was too unlucky. When he took the transformation pill and transformed into a human form, it might indeed cause, the chance of transforming into a thunder tribulation is not high, at least Lin Su himself has not encountered it. Unexpectedly, he encountered this small chance of being encountered by the black tortoise. It is really unlucky. However, the laws of heaven in this secret realm of gods and demons are not complete. Even if the thunder tribulation is descended, it should not be very powerful. It is not difficult to successfully survive it with the strength of the sword-tailed black turtle. Lin Su looked at the fiery red armor of the black tortoise, and suddenly felt a little envious. Look at the turtle's armor directly turning into armor after the transformation. Then look at himself, he is naked every time. This is the difference. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 150. As Lin Su expected, the knife-tailed black turtle's transformation thunder tribulation was not too strong, but it ended in a quarter of an hour, and the knife-tailed black turtle was not hurt except for being frightened at the beginning. Congratulations to Brother Turtle for successfully transforming into a human form. Brother Turtle has a profound cultivation level, and he is not afraid of even the heavenly tribulation. I admire you. Lin Su looked at the knife-tailed black turtle in human form with a smile and congratulated him. "Brother Lin, you are too polite." The knife-tailed black turtle's face was also full of joy. After a light cough, he said, "Brother Lin, don't call me Brother Turtle in the future. I also have a name. Just call me Suanba." "Suanba, a good name. Then I will call you Brother Xian from now on." Lin Su was stunned at first, and then he remembered that this should be because the knife-tailed black turtle didn't want others to know his identity. As for the name, human cultivators have names, and monsters naturally have names too. There is nothing surprising. The light gate continued to absorb the power of starlight. After Lin Su and Suanba, the black turtle with the knife tail, searched the entire peak and found nothing. They could only wait for the light gate to take shape, hoping that it would appear in front of the teleportation channel to leave. 20 days passed quickly, and the light gate finally absorbed enough starlight to reveal its shape. Even Suanba, the black turtle with the knife tail, who did not have the silver eyes to break illusions, could see it with his naked eyes. However, neither Lin Su nor Suanba had any joy on their faces, because the time to leave the god and demon secret realm had come. A teleportation channel to the outside world appeared not far from the light gate. Now there were two choices for Lin Su and Suanba. One was to enter the teleportation channel and leave, which meant that they had climbed to the top of the meteorite peak in vain and did not get a single hair. The other option is to enter the light gate and look for the treasure on the top of the meteorite god peak, but this means that you can't leave in time through the transmission channel. Even if you get the treasure, you will be trapped in the secret realm of gods and demons. You can only wait until the secret realm channel is opened again in 300 years to get out. This is a dilemma. Neither Lin Su nor Suanba, the knife-tailed black turtle, is willing to give up the treasure. The two of them finally came to the top of the meteorite god peak. It's really unwilling to leave like this. What's more, the treasures on other platforms of the meteorite god peak are so good. The treasures in the light gate on the top of the peak must be more amazing. Maybe there are treasures that can make people break through to the god transformation stage. This is very tempting for every cultivator and monster. Brother Lin, what do you choose? Leave or look for treasure? Suanba, the knife-tailed black turtle, frowned and looked at Lin Su and asked. "This, Brother Xian, what about you?" Lin Su couldn't make up his mind for a moment. He promised Ye Ping'er and Leng Lingyu that he would accompany the two girls to the Spirit Beast Island to propose marriage to Ye Wuji as soon as he left the god and demon secret realm. If he couldn't leave on time, he would definitely break the appointment. As for staying in this god and demon secret realm for another 300 years, it was nothing to Lin Su. The god and demon chi contained in the spiritual energy of heaven and earth here was a poisonous thing to others, but it was of great benefit to him. Although the treasure is good, you still have to live to enjoy it. I won't go in, Brother Lin, I'll go first. A barely noticeable cold light flashed in the eyes of Suanba, the knife-tailed black turtle, and suddenly turned into its original form, and fiercely whipped Lin Su's back with its tail. Lin Su was caught off guard and was whipped out and crashed into the light gate on the side. He only felt that the light and shadow in front of him changed and the whole person disappeared in the light gate. Hee, kid, I told you to snatch Grandpa Turtle's magical fruit. I told you to covet Grandpa Turtle's tortoise shell. You just wait here for another 300 years. I hope you can survive these 300 years, ha ha ha. The knife-tailed black turtle Suanba showed a happy smile on his face, laughed and rushed into the transmission channel, leaving the secret realm of gods and demons. Damn it, I was actually tricked by that stinky turtle. Lin Su's figure fell out of the light gate, and then the light gate disappeared. He waved his hand angrily, and then Lin Su looked around. This is a long and narrow passage, 2 feet wide and high. If it is restored to the original size of the dragon body, this passage will not be able to accommodate it at all. The front is dark, and no one knows where it leads to. After the light gate behind disappeared, only a stone wall was left. Like the stone walls on both sides of the passage, Lin Su chopped it hard with the 5 elements spirit sword, leaving only a shallow white mark. The light gate has disappeared, and there is no way back. All Lin Su can do now is to move forward, walk to the end of the passage, find the treasure and then find a way to leave. What is this situation? After walking forward for an incense stick of time, a hall appeared in front of Lin Su. This hall is a square hall. The opposite wall is 10 miles away from here. A passageway with a size similar to the passage where Lin Su is located is on the opposite wall. There is no other exit. In the whole hall, there are strange monsters wandering around. They look very similar to the corpses of gods and demons in the cemetery of gods and demons, but those corpses are dead before they are revived, while the corpses of gods and demons here are wandering like zombies. Lin Su felt that drops of cold sweat kept flowing from his forehead. He was not feeling well. Damn, do you want to be so pit? This is not a treasure place, this is simply a deadly place. If I had known earlier, I should not have hesitated. I would have stepped into the transmission passage as soon as it appeared, and did not give the stinky turtle a chance. Lin Su was secretly upset. He didn't think he was a match for these zombie-like corpses of gods and demons. Although he had reached the peak of the early stage of Jindan, these were the legendary gods and demons. They were the same level as immortals. Even though they had been dead for countless years, the remaining power was not something that his small 6th level monster could resist. He took out a low-grade spirit stone and threw it at the nearest demon zombie. The spirit stone fell 10 feet away from it, and there was no reaction. Lin Su threw another low-grade spirit stone, this time falling 5 feet away. The demon zombie seemed to have sensed something and turned around. Finding nothing unusual, it continued to wander slowly. After trying several times, Lin Su finally determined that the sensing range of these god and demon zombies was 8 feet away. As long as you were outside this distance, even if you stood in front of him, he would be like a blind man with no reaction. It was really strange. Strange as it was a good thing for Lin Su. As long as he grasped the sensing range, he could safely pass through this hall. To be honest, if Lin Su really wanted to fight his way through, he would be courting death. It would be faster to just cut his neck with a sword. After careful observation, he wanted to see the wandering patterns of these god-demon zombies, but soon Lin Su gave up with a wry smile. There was no pattern to follow. These god-demon zombies were wandering randomly, and it was hard to say when they would suddenly turn around. However, there was one thing. There was no collision among so many god-demon zombies. It seemed that they had a sense of each other and consciously avoided each other. Lin Su turned into a dragon, but found that he could not fly. Even his natural flying ability was restricted here, which made Lin Su's plan to fly directly from the air fall through. It seemed that he had to take the risk of passing through the ground. Taking a deep breath, Lin Su shrank his body to the size of a palm and rushed forward, carefully controlling the distance between him and the god-demon zombies, walking and stopping, and zigzagging towards the opposite passage. Careful along the way, seeing that the distance to the entrance of the passage was less than 2 miles, Lin Su was delighted and was about to speed up. However, a demon zombie that had just passed by on the left turned around without any warning and wandered back. Lin Su's forehead was immediately covered with cold sweat, and he felt bad. He was now under attack from all sides, with a demon zombie wandering on each side, and the back was also within the sensing range. Now the road ahead was also cut off. It only took 2 breaths of time for the demon zombie that turned back to cover him, and he would inevitably be surrounded. With his current small body, he was afraid that he could not even take a blow from these demon zombies, and he would definitely die. No, time waits for no one, he can't delay any longer, he must fight. With a determined heart, Lin Su restored his human form, took 2 steps, poured all the dragon essence in his body into his legs,
and kicked hard. Crack. A slight cracking sound was heard. It was the leg meridians and blood vessels that could not withstand the high-intensity dragon essence infusion and broke. However, at this moment, Lin Su's figure had already soared more than 10 feet into the air and was falling forward in a parabola. The sensing range of the god and demon zombie is 8 feet, which does not only refer to the sensing of the ground, but also the sensing of the spherical range of 8 feet with itself as the center. Seeing that he was about to fall into the sensing range of the demon zombie below, Lin Su did not hesitate to use transformation with all his strength. I saw his figure suddenly disappear, flashing 5 feet forward and continuing to fall to the ground, narrowly brushing the sensing range of the demon zombie and landing on the ground. The meridians and blood vessels in both legs were all broken, unable to withstand the pressure of landing. Lin Su did not dare to stay, so he could only roll back to his original body, endure the severe pain in his tail and rush forward, while using Immortal Lotus Heart Art to restore the damaged meridians, and at the same time secretly called out in his heart that he was lucky. Just a little bit, he would be discovered. Once discovered, Lin Su could imagine what would happen to him. Fortunately, he had the flash ability of shapeshift, otherwise he would never be able to escape from the dead end just now. With the powerful recovery ability of the Immortal Lotus Heart Seal, the injuries to the meridians and blood vessels in the tail were quickly recovered, and Lin Su continued to rush towards the entrance of the passage. Closer, closer, only less than half a mile away. Lin Su couldn't help but flash a little excitement in his heart, but heard a thunderous roar from the left. Lin Su turned his head and saw a pair of demon eyes flashing with bloodthirsty red light. Oh no, I was discovered.